My Little Pony, a show that started all the way back in 1986 and began with a movie simply titled My Little Pony, the movie. You could say that it goes a bit further than that with a toy line that debuted in 1981, which is known as My Pretty Pony, but we won't be touching on that. The show began near the end of '86 on September 15th and ended a little over a year after on September 25th of 1987. The thing is, that was the end for what was known as Generation 1. For decades, this show has been around and has went through a few generations, with the current one, Generation 4, ending this year, and Generation 5 is rumored to be in the works at the time of the upload for this video. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is a generation going on right now, and it's one that most people on the internet seem to be familiar with and created a fandom known as Bronies. Surprise, surprise, I am a Brony myself. So, I guess if we're gonna start anywhere, we'll start off with my story first. Now, the thing is though, I've known about My Little Pony for years, we could say. Mainly with things like Mad on Cartoon Network, for example, the little parodies that they had of it. You know, that was pretty much all I knew at the time. And there was even one where one of my Skype friends, and yes, these were the days before Discord existed. One of my Skype friends decided to send the group chat like this one link to YouTube, and it didn't show the thumbnail. So I decided to click on it because, you know, I'm a curious one. And the next thing you know, that video is the whole entire season 1 of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And, you know, I can't find it now for very, very obvious reasons. This all happened during around the craze of I think maybe season 2 and season 3. But then we cut ahead all the way to 2016. I'm a freshman in high school, and it's 3 days before the new year if I'm not mistaken. No, 2 days. My sister and I are in Target, we're just shopping around. I find an ornament and I posted it on my Instagram because it was a rainbow dash, but if you looked at it from the front side, it looked absolutely wrong. It just looked really weird, kind of like in like a derpy way, you know? The second story, by the way, it was 3 days, not 2 days, because the next day afterwards, on December 29th, I'm up late at night folding clothes. It's around, we'll say, 11 o'clock. So there I am cleaning up, wondering what exactly I should watch while doing that. I'm thinking of all the different YouTube videos I could rewatch, but something different comes to mind. My Little Pony. As a joke, I decided to pull up the first episode on my phone and watch that while folding. Since it's a two-parter, I decided to watch the second episode as well. And then the third one... Look, I'm not even folding clothes by the time I'm halfway done with the second episode. I'm just gonna be honest here. I'm on the couch ready to sleep. So, by the time the third episode ends, you know, I'm out like a light. Cut to the next day, and I'm just spending the whole time watching season 1. I didn't even do anything else. I'm up late again, and the next thing I know, I'm already done with season 1. Which, for your information, is 26 episodes long and each episode lasting about 22 minutes. Excluding credits and commercial breaks, of course. So if you do the math, that's roughly around 9.5 hours of ponies. Which is hard to think about until you realize I was on winter break at the time, which meant 2 weeks of nothing. So since I had nothing else in my schedule, I finished, at that time, all 6 seasons and the 4 spin-off movies that they made as well. I'm also caught up with season 7, season 8, and at the time of recording this video, season 9 has been airing for about maybe a month or 2 now, give or take. With that being said, we're gonna get to what this video is all about. How My Little Pony is for everyone. And I'm hoping you saw that title up there with the little asterisk, you know, and then read the description down there. Like, you see that little thing right there? Up there? Am I pointing at it? I'm gonna look like an idiot if I don't point at it. Can we just keep on going now or something? Okay, let's get the obvious out of the way first. This show was clearly meant for, and still is, for little girls. Keeping in mind with gender stereotypes, the boys got more gender equal shows like SpongeBob SquarePants and Jimmy Neutron. Gender equal? Is that the best I can think of? While the girls had a few extra options like Barbie and, of course, My Little Pony. Honestly, why wouldn't My Little Pony market towards little girls? Bright and colorful horses, a very childlike setting, and learning lessons about friendship? Now, yes, as the seasons went on, they became more aware of their, well, let's just say surprise audience, so they had to change it up a bit. In fact, whenever or if you have the chance, take a look at an episode from something like season 1 or 2 and compare it to something more recent. There's quite a noticeable shift in tone. I can't exactly show you guys a full episode to episode comparison because 1, that would make this video longer than it should be, and 2, even if I did decide to show you one, there would be so many copyright claims from Hasbro up my ass. Well, hey, while we're on that topic, how about we talk about the, the unexpected audience? You know, people like me. Now, let me set one thing straight here. Is the Brony fandom the first one to have primarily male adult viewers enjoy a show that is meant for little girls? The answer is no. No, why would it be? There are Barbie dolls and shows like the Powerpuff Girls that had a similar male following long before My Little Pony became the newest craze. Starting all the way back in 2010, when the first few episodes of Friendship is Magic made their debut, anonymous users went to a site called 4chan to post about it. It was soon to be discovered that these posters were mainly adult men, and an online war between the bronies and non-bronies had begun, which led to the banning of posting anything MLP related on that site. Even though the ban was lifted later on, other bronies made their own sites that gained traction, such as Ponychan and Equestria Daily. But what exactly did the show provide that made them the fandom they are today? To answer that question, we'll need to take a look at gender stereotypes. Gender stereotypes are nothing new, not by a long shot. For example, for men, they're seen as like tough and like showing almost no emotion, while women are seen as, sensitive and more childish. More childish, huh? Now obviously, these stereotypes do not apply to every single man and woman out there, hence why they're actually called stereotypes. Getting off topic here for a little bit actually, brony stereotypes, they generalize of like people who are overweight and who stay in their mother's basements when they're 40, or in their late 40s, or whatever age. Actually, you know what, can we actually put up a picture of a stereotypical brony here please? Like, I get it, it's all, I can admit it's actually be kind of funny, but it's obviously just not the truth. Well, I mean, not the truth all the time, but Now, keeping in mind that males are typically seen as having very little to no emotion, look at what My Little Pony has done, honestly. It has shown off the soft side of men that people don't often like to see or like to show. Now with the show bringing light to it, there's a whole entire fandom. Pretty impressive. But wait, I hear you thinking in your mind. Or not. I don't know, I'm pretty sure I'm just making that up, but you're not thinking that at all. But just please bear with me on this. There's more to men than just the soft side, or anyone for that matter. And you'd be right if you were thinking that word for word or something similar. Once again, that's where the fandom comes in. There are many bronies out there who have stopped watching the show for reasons of their own, whether it be character changes or adding new main ones. So then, what exactly are they here for? Well, they're here for the others. Just like any other huge fandom, bronies have people that have dedicated hours of their life to create things like fan art, music, their own stories, and even their own OCs, or original characters. And just like the furries as well, how they have fursonas, we have ponysonas, which is obviously just our personality just put into a pony. For those of you who've been following my channel for a while, you've seen my OC before, Silent Soundwave. A majority of the art I've gotten of him have been gifts, and I just like to thank all the artists that worked so hard, put so many hours into, all of these. It's crazy to think about, Now, if you recall, near the beginning-ish, I mentioned that there was an asterisk in the title of this video. If you had bothered to look in the description of the video, you'd notice that My Little Pony is meant for almost everyone. If that's the case, then who isn't it for? Well, just like a soda brand or chips, it all comes down to personal taste. Some people aren't huge fans of watching kid shows, despite it slightly changing over the years. Some can't stand how many references it makes to real life or other movies. No, seriously, they actually had Rainbow Dash dab in one of the hour-long specials. While I said that I wasn't going to show a full episode, I never said that I wasn't going to show off a clip.
So, this is Sunset Shimmer, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Twilight Sparkle, Rainbow Dash, Rainbow Dash, Rainbow Dash, Rainbow Dash.
However, a lot of people's troubles seem to lie in the fact that because so many grown men like to watch this show, they are believed to either be pedophiles or are going to grow up to be one. Am I saying that there aren't pedophiles in the brony community? Well, again, and unfortunately, that'd be a no. There have been multiple reports of harassment, a majority of them being men, towards the minors in this fandom throughout the years. Even I've been a witness to 2 of these from brony Discord servers, and one of them even tried to fake their own death by having an alternate account saying that they committed suicide. Now, I would say that there is no rainbow without rain, but we all know that rainbows can be produced with just light alone, with some prism or something like that, I don't know. I never paid too much attention in physics. But this is where a lot of people get distant from the fandom, is because we are often claimed as pedophiles, which again is not 100% true. It's kind of sad to think that all bronies are being considered as pedophiles, because I know it's a weird comparison, but think of the furry fandom actually. A lot of people claim them as, well, to be over-sexual to say the least. But that's also not the case either. They have their own personality, and we have ours, and if you're managing to look past that, then frankly, this is honestly a great fandom to be in. That night when I first began to watch the show was something I'll never forget. It wasn't until after winter break that I discovered the fandom and what they could do. The amount of adorable fan art, the stories that actually made me cry, the songs that I still listen to today, the wonderful animations that have taken some YouTubers over a year to create. So much of it is beautiful. While I'm not a huge fan of the horror stuff or the adult stuff. So here's a fun fact, by the way. Tara Strong, the voice of Twilight Sparkle, and other roles from different shows like Raven from Teen Titans, Timmy Turner from The Fairly OddParents, and Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, wasn't afraid to show off how funny she found the suggestive photos of the pony she was acting as on Twitter. This ride has been an absolute blast, and it's sad to know that this generation is finally ending this year. While I am concerned about Generation 5, we will have to see what happens, because even when this show ends, the fandom will still be here providing content. Whether you only like the show, you only like what the community does, or both, these ponies have enough love for everyone. You know, the goal of this video wasn't actually for non-bronies to start watching the show, but rather I want them to have a positive perspective on these cute little ponies that we've been growing up with for almost the last decade or so. If you don't know where to begin, I'll put a few links in the description below on a few different things, so if you want to give them a try, then go ahead, or if none of those seem right for you, then explore on your own. You never know what you can find. With that said, thank you so much for joining me on this long and crazy video. If you like what you see here, then look elsewhere and don't subscribe, because frankly, I'm not sure if I'm gonna make another one of these ever again. Or maybe I will if this is well received. So, you know, if you want me to improve, leave a comment down below on how I can, you know, make these things better. If you did enjoy it, at least like the video. That shows how much you actually love this. And it just inspires me to make more of these. So, you know, we'll see what happens. And, you know, with that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.